This podcast discusses paranormal activity and other topics some might find disturbing. Listener discretion is
Is it a chill or a ghostly breeze? A knock, a tap, what do you believe? Ghosts, gossip, gather around where the lost and the haunted are found. Ghosts, gossip, don't make a sound. Truth or tales, we'll dig it out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ghost Gossip. Today I am joined by one of my favorite people that I have met, Tommy. Oh, Tommy, you're on my show. I was on yours, now you're on mine.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a
Welcome.
pleasure to be here. I loved having you on Let's Get Freaky. You was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting me come on your show.
Oh, thank you for joining. And I hate that the video didn't work out. Like that person that was like, what's up with the background? I'm like, that was my fault. Sorry.
No, because it was weird because it didn't tell you at the time that there was a problem with our video. It was perfect. And then when it came to like downloading it after, it was, for some reason, the video was just my end. So like we was talking, it would just freeze when you was talking. And I was like, what's that? So I ChatGPT'd it. Yeah.
I'm going to tell the listeners, my husband is real cute sometimes, but sometimes he's not bright. Okay. He was blonde when he was younger. He had long, luscious blonde hair down to his shoulders, and he was a surfer, and he was a real cool guy. Right. Well, so my husband was like, I'm going to fix the internet. I'm going to move it around or something. He unplugs it, then plugs it back in. But we have fiber optic, so it matters which way you plug the cord in. He plugged it in backwards. So the internet was fighting for its life to connect.
Wow.
Yep. That's what happened.
Man, hubby.
I know. I was like getting so mad. I was like, get the AT&T people out here. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. And I went and looked and I was like, don't get them out here, Daniel. Don't. I figured it out. Then I just stared at him. I was like, anyway.
It happens. It happens. It's one of
know.
those things. It sounded perfect though. Like literally as we were talking, there was no like freezing or anything like that, which sometimes happens when you do these recordings.
It
None
sounded
of that.
great.
So it's quite strange.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to come back on anyway.
Oh, yes. I
We'll
love
make sure the
being on
videos.
show.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you got to show your
I
listeners.
appreciate
I'm real. I am not a cat.
Great feedback. People loved your episode, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's dive in. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, because I don't think I told them your show. So you introduce your show, and then let's go.
Yes, I'm Tommy from the Let's Get Freaky podcast. I'm based in the UK. I'd like to live in the US one day. That's the dream. But I'm from Essex, which is right next to London, and I now live in Dorset, which is not too far from London, about 2.5 hours from London now. Do a freaky podcast like yourself, get into a lot of weird subjects, ghosts, cryptids, UFOs, a little bit of conspiracy as well. I think it's all connected.
Oh, yeah.
And just like having conversations with people like yourself and trying to learn more about this crazy world that we live in. So I've always been fascinated since I can remember with like high-strangeness. Like since I was one of those weird kids, and I still am weird now, I guess. But I was very, very scared as a kid going to bed. And I know a lot of kids are like that, but I was terrible. Like if I woke up during the night, I was in bed with my mum and dad. Like I was just one of those kids. I was a very troubled sleeper, and to be honest, I still am. Like so, if I'm at home on my own and the wife's away or whatever, I can't sleep in the dark on my own to this day. I still will not sleep on my own in the dark. Like I'll have a light on, or I'll have the telly on, or I'll have a podcast playing. I just can't be in the dark because of things that I've experienced. But I've always had it since I was a kid. I was always like scared. And I guess it really kind of started for me, paranormal experiences wise, when I was about 6 or 7, we moved into a new home. I think I was about that age, and it was really weird because it wasn't like a bad house. Like we had really good times in this house, but there was something going on there. There was like we all felt it. The whole family felt it. We never really spoke about it, until we left, till I got a little bit older, because obviously, like, I was a scared kid anyway. But there was, you would always hear things through the night, walking around the house when everyone was in bed, stuff like that, and things going missing. Weird vibe. There was quite often like a weird vibe that
Mhm.
we all kind of felt. I was probably too young to really understand. I knew about ghosts and things like that, but I was
Mhm.
really too young to understand. I was just scared.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until we left that house when I was 12 that my dad was like, "I'm so glad we got out of that house because there was something there." And that's
Yeah.
how we all felt. But so I would wake up during the night and I would go in bed with my mum and dad. So
Uh-huh.
like that, because I just got too scared. And I remember I woke up one night and me and my brother were sharing a room at the time. We was in bunk beds and I was in the top bunk. And I woke up and I don't know what time it was, but it was early hours of the morning. All the lights were off in the house. And I
Mhm.
woke up and I've looked down in the corner of my bedroom and there was a man sitting there at our desk.
At your
And
desk in your room?
in my room, full bodied man. And at the time, I wasn't thinking ghost. I just remember just being terrified because there was a man in my room.
Right,
And
exactly.
I screamed, obviously, straight away from my mum, "Mum, there's a man in," and I was just petrified. And I was too scared to even get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed. And this guy was just sitting there
Mm.
on my desk, like with his arm leaning on the desk, like looking up in like my direction. But he didn't move. Like he didn't, like, as far as I'm aware, he didn't blink. He was just like there. But he was solid. It was just like me and you now. It wasn't like see through. I think it was kind of, he wasn't glowing, but like, I could see color. I could see that he had like a brown suit on. He had brown hair, long brown hair, like a little brown beard. He had like a little white tuft around his neck kind of thing and big brown boot. I could see him like very clearly. Like,
Yeah, it sounds like it.
and he kind of looked like at the time when I used to think about who this could have been, I used to think like he looked like William Shakespeare. But
Oh.
I don't think it was William Shakespeare. Just my little mind at that age was
Mhm.
like William Shakespeare. That's how he like looked. I'd seen pictures of William Shakespeare in school, and that's what this guy kind of looked like. I'm not saying it was William Shakespeare, but so I've screamed, got mad, and my mum's come running in.
Mhm.
Now I was around about 10, this that kind of age, and my
Mhm.
mum at the time, like, she'll hear this episode. I say this every time. She'll hear this episode and she'll like apologize to me because she still to this day always apologizes to me because she came in the
Oh.
room and she was like trying to calm me down. And I'm telling her there's a man in the room sitting at the desk, and I'm explaining it to her, and I can still see him. Like, this guy hasn't moved, disappeared, anything. He's just in the same position. And my
Yeah.
mum went over to the desk, and I don't know if she's gone through him or anything like that, but she came back to me. She was like, "There's no one in the room. Like, you need to calm down. You're staying in this." And she got quite angry with me because I kept getting up during the night, and she was just kind of trying to stop me doing that, I guess.
Yeah. When
And I just
now we're parents, we get it now. We're like,
yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because you do. Your kids wake up during the night and you're like, "Oh, go back to bed. Come on, it's okay." But yeah,
yeah.
I do get it. Yeah. Um, but so I just remember going under my covers and just being terrified. Like, I stayed in the room somehow that night, but I was just sweating up under the covers, and I kept looking. I kept kind of peeking, and this dude was still there. He didn't disappear, and I was just so scared. Like, it's just because my mum, she didn't put a light on or anything. I just remember going under the covers and just sweating. But you could see, like, because there was like street lights outside, you could
Mhm.
pretty much see inside the room, even though there was no lights on. But
Mhm.
I was looking down at this dude, and somehow that night I fell asleep. Somehow. And I just remember waking up the next morning, just still terrified, looking straight away at my desk, and there's no one there. I never saw that man again. But from that moment on, like, this stuff was like undeniable to me,
Mhm.
because he was there. People say to me, "Oh, you could have been dreaming," but I don't think that was a dream, because it lasted too long. He was, I didn't see. I've seen other things, waking up at night and seen things, but like
Mhm.
solid man, I've never seen that again. Like a solid, you know. And I feel like if it was a dream or something, you'd be having more experiences like
Mhm,
that. That was real, and that
mhm.
was like that was like my big moment of wow, this ghosts are real,
Wow.
basically.
The fact that it was a solid person, like, your first time
Hmm.
is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
that's 1, it's petrifying, but you saw a full body apparition in color, solid, just first time. That's
Yeah.
and being that young in your bedroom where you're supposed to feel safe?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
Oh
as
gosh.
I never really feel safe in it. I know that sounds pretty sad now. I'm a full grown man. I'm
No, not
38
at
years old now,
all.
but I can't lay in the dark on my own. I just can't.
Oh,
I
do you
just
think
get too
he's
scared.
still with you?
I hope not. I've had, I think I'm going to tell you more things that have happened. But I mean, I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't think so. I think
Do
he's
you
was
I'm
something to
sorry.
do with the house.
Probably. Well, and it was brand new though, you said, right?
The house wasn't brand new. We don't know how old the house
Okay,
was.
okay.
It wasn't too old though. But
Hello?
literally it backed onto like can you hear me?
Sorry, yeah, my microphone just cut out. Good lord.
Oh, oh, they're playing with us.
They are playing with us.
They are playing with us.
They are playing, yeah,
So
because
there was
you
like
know how many times I come in here and don't have any issues?
oh no.
Okay,
Just checking my internet. Yeah, I mean I still saying I've got a full, but I mean uh,
you're good. You keep going. We're gonna go into stop it. Knock it off.
what was that?
Nothing. It's just, so just I've I always say that there's a ghost in my bonus room, and come to find out, the first owner of this house died in the bonus room. He loved the bonus room. He practically lived in the bonus room, and all my feelings about him have been correct, and I found that out today. So
Whoa.
it was one of those like, and I think I'm keeping him up. So like,
Oh.
so I yeah. So he boundary, knock it off. We're working. Sorry, I'm sorry to keep interrupting you.
Did you
It's
no, it's okay. No, no problem. Did you feel something touch you?
mm-mm, no, not yet.
You
No, I
just felt him there.
I my abilities are weird. I can't describe it. It's almost like I just get these feelings and they come out of nowhere. They're almost like intrusive thoughts and they just kind of pop in my head and I'm like, that's weird. And I can like yesterday I had heard somebody say wash your hands. And I was like, I am washing my hands. And it was just one of those, I just hear things sometimes, but it's not anybody's voice. It's like my own voice, but it's
Yeah.
not my thought.
Interesting.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, yeah. He really likes being up here, and when I work late, I think I keep him awake or I bother him, so I disturb him a little bit. But he's fine. He's
Uh-huh.
fine. He's a nice ghost. He's not bad. But sorry. Um, are you feeling nervous?
No, I'm okay.
Okay,
Why?
good. Just making sure.
Now I am.
Sorry. Sorry.
So the house that we was that where that was, there was like a little forested area just behind it, and then about probably half a mile away, I'm not exactly sure, but it's about half a mile, I think. There was a graveyard. Oh, no,
I
sorry, it was
knew it.
closer than that. It was closer than that. It was
Mhm.
closer than half a mile. I'm bad with stuff like that, but there was like, say, our house, then there
Uh-huh.
was another, say, 3 houses, then behind that was a grave. So it wasn't half a mile, but it was. So there was a close graveyard. Yeah, big graveyard as well in Brentwood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh, we
Hello.
did. Oh, you're back.
What the hell is happening? Hold on. I'm sorry. Good lord. So I
Now I'm feeling nervous.
oh gosh, I had a feeling. I have never had this experience before. It
So
is
is it the technology, or
it's on my end. It's my microphone keeps cutting out. Okay.
and it's weird because you've had that day where you've had this, like moment of awakening with this guy in the
Mhm.
house.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna I'm telling you. And my mic stand just broke. Like at any moment it looks like it feels like it's just gonna fall in my lap. So we're just gonna go until we can't go anymore. I'm s
Oh.
I am so sorry. This has
No,
never
it's
happened.
honestly, it's okay. No problem. I've
Oh
been
my
there. I've been there myself.
okay, okay, okay,
I know
okay.
how it goes.
Maybe I'm the nervous one. Good lord. So, okay, so graveyard about a half a mile from the house.
Mhm, mhm.
Then what? Like, how long
We
did y'all live in that house?
so I was about 6 or 7. I think I was 6 when we moved in there, so it was about 6 years. So we had a fair quite a long time in there, and
Yeah,
there was good times in the house, don't get me wrong, like, it wasn't all bad, but there was
yeah.
times where there was just negative feelings, and I guess every kid has that.
Mhm.
In the same bedroom, my brother woke up one night, and I think I told you when you was on Let's Get Freaky, my brother's a lot more skeptical than me,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
he woke up and he saw 2 red eyes in the
No.
same spot where I saw this man, and they just started floating towards him, and he said they just disappeared before they
No.
got to him. Yeah. So he had that experience in the same area that I saw the man.
Did y'all switch rooms at any point? Or was he just in
I
your room?
No, we did switch rooms because
Okay.
I was in the room next door for a little while on my own,
Mhm.
and then me and my brother went in the same room together because we wanted bunk beds.
Bunk
But
beds
it
are the
was
coolest.
that's it, that's it. But it was the whole house. So, like, there was weird feelings everywhere in the house. So in my mum and dad's bedroom, on another occasion, I was in their room, and it was during the day, and they had, like, mirrors in their room, and I was just kinda dancing in front of the being silly in front of the mirrors. I was only young, but I was being silly. Uh, and I kind of, in the corner of my eye, saw someone walk past me, and I looked, and it was what I thought was my mum. It was a naked blonde lady walking through my mum and dad's bedroom, and I followed her into their bathroom. They had a bathroom in their room, and I went, "Mum," started just talking because I thought it was my mum, and then, "Hello, mate." He's cute. And 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 I'm going, "Mum, da 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 da." Just started saying something, walked into the bathroom, and my mum weren't there. And I just remember being like, I've just seen my mum walk past, and I was just so confused. And I ran downstairs, and my mum was there in the kitchen, fully clothed. And I was like, "Mum, did..." Obviously she didn't, but I was like, "Mum, did you just walk past me in the bath in your bedroom?" And she's like, "No, I've been here the whole time for ages. What are you talking about?" And I
Were
just,
you just naked?
yeah. So clearly it wasn't her, but I was so confused because I'd just seen her. I'd literally just seen her walk by. It wasn't, again, that was a very solid, it wasn't, it wasn't see-through or anything like that. I saw a solid person, blonde, naked lady, walk past me into my mum's bathroom. And I've kind of followed it in just thinking it's my mum. And that was just, it just really confused me. And I never really understood what that was. And people recently have said to me, maybe that was a doppelganger,
Mhm.
something like
Or a
that.
mimic.
And or a mimic, yeah, But that was another time that I physically saw something in that house that
Oh
I
my
can't explain.
gosh. So
Yeah.
did you said your parents felt stuff too. What were their experiences like?
So they didn't see anything in that house. So my mum and dad
Right.
didn't see anything, like, but they it was more for them. It was more like the feeling.
Uh-huh.
My dad had said he used to hear like really weird noises like we used to hear. And I guess every house has noises sometimes that make you think, oh, what could that be?
Right.
But this was like you'd hear someone walking around when they weren't there, when there was no one there. I remember laying in my bed and like hearing, like, we always had the door open and like lights on and stuff, but I'd hear like someone walking down the landing and stuff, and I'd be like, there's no one there, but I can hear someone. I was very nervous, scared kid. So you can add that to it as well. But I think the reason why is because I kind of knew there was something there. We all did.
Mhm.
I did have other experiences when I was even younger, where I like woke up during the night and thought I saw something, but couldn't quite make it out. So I was always one of those kids, and I still am, to be honest. That still, if I wake up during the, I have woke up, you know, in this house that I'm in now. I've woke
Yeah.
up and seen the shape of someone standing there, like a. But we can get into that later.
Are you sensitive in any way?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
People
Okay.
have said that to me. I mean, yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
think
It definitely sounds like it.
I think when you're open to this stuff,
Mhm.
and you believe in it, then you're going to see stuff. That's just my thoughts. So when you have an undeniable experiences like we've had,
Mhm.
you're going to see more stuff. You're going to experience more stuff. That's
Absolutely.
just if you're one of these people that are like, nah, it's not real. And there's a lot of the times those people have had an experience, but they just
Yes.
push it aside and they don't know.
It scared them.
You're scared. Yeah, I get it because this stuff
Mm,
is scary, and that's why I think a lot of people don't go on to experience anything else.
mhm.
And we just notice everything because
Mhm.
we know it's real.
The way I think about it is, I think everybody has had experiences and you can go one of two ways. You get scared of it and you close yourself off and you deny, deny, deny. I don't believe in it. You fear it. Or you get really curious like you and me and we start a podcast and we reach out to everybody in the mama and them and we're like, tell us your stories.
Yeah, because I it does scare me. I do get very scared by this stuff. Like
hmm
still, like now, but
Yeah.
yeah, like you say, it's so fascinating. And I love
Yes.
hearing other people's experiences, and you kind of makes you think about your own experiences, and
hmm
we're all just trying to work out what is really going on. And
It
all I know
makes you
is that
feel
there's
less
more.
alone.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because so many people have these experiences, and
hmm
it's sometimes people, will keep these experiences to themselves, they don't even tell
Yeah.
their partners sometimes, I've heard that. So many people say that, I've told no one this,
Yeah.
you hear that so often. Like we
Yeah.
get very used to talking about this stuff,
hmm
you know. When
Yeah,
I
we
talk
do.
to someone at work about this, that's not interested in this kind of thing, they give you that look like really? You believe in Bigfoot? Like, yeah.
Absolutely, I
He's
think
out
he's
there,
a
man.
good yeah, absolutely, he's living his best life, you leave him alone, you judgmental ass.
So yeah, we,
Oh,
we just get used to talking
mm,
about this stuff, and yeah.
yeah. So, okay, so you lived in the house, everybody there was some anxiety around it, everybody felt like somebody was there, you saw them, brother saw the eyes, you saw
Mhm.
doppelganger naked mama. I'm sorry, I don't know
Let's
if I
go.
would've been scareder of the fact that my mama's just walking around naked or a
that
doppelganger.
that was the thing. It wasn't uncommon for my mum to walk around naked. She
I
she
actually was gonna ask you
yeah,
that question. I'm
yeah.
sorry,
So
mama.
it wouldn't have been weird. I know she'll be listening. Like, oh, don't say
She's
that.
gonna
But
die inside.
yeah. But
Why,
that's
Tommy?
she did.
Why?
She would have walked around like naked, like it wouldn't, but that's why it wasn't a weird thing to see
Okay,
my
okay, okay.
naked mum walk past me. It was quite normal. So that's why, yeah, that wasn't weird.
I
Sorry,
would've been
mum.
like, I would've definitely
It's a very
why
strange
is she
family.
naked? No, not at all.
Little
I think
nudist family.
it was a nudist colony. That's why everybody was so
Yes.
freaked out all the time. Everybody was naked, running around. All the energy there. No wonder the little man was coming up at your desk with his boots on. He's like, "Hey, naked people." Sorry.
Let's go.
Oh gosh. Okay. So in the house, anything else happen in that house?
There was loads of little things
Little
like
things,
like
right.
like noises and it was quite a lot of the time it was like the feeling of something's
Yes, I
watching
get
you.
that.
But that's how it most of the time it was like, oh, just don't feel comfortable because it's very strange. Like so, the house we moved into after when I
Mhm,
was 12,
mhm.
I remember the first night being in that house, and bearing in mind I'm still scared of the dark even then, but I was in my new room for the first time and I felt brave. And I sound all right, sissy, but I
No.
we had no curtains, so I was in my new room, so it wasn't really set up. The first
Right.
night, there was no curtains, so there was loads of light coming in from the outside, street lamps. So I was just laying there in my new room in the dark, very strange for me at this time, and I was like, "I don't feel scared." And that's weird. And I remember feeling that at 12
Yeah.
and just being like, I'm in a new house. I should be a little bit nervous 'cause I'm in a new house anyway.
Right.
Wasn't. I was like, it was the opposite. I was like, this feels fine. I feel very safe, which is quite weird. And I only really thought about that recently and sort of put that together with, how I was feeling in the house before.
Yeah.
But
I know
things did
exactly what
eventually
that
start
is.
happening in that house.
Oh, and then things started happening in that house?
Well, I did see something, yeah, a little bit later on down the line,
Shit.
but yeah.
Damn it. No, I get it because
Yeah.
that's the same thing. I moved in this house and it's like, "Oh, I feel at home. I feel welcome." It's that feeling
Yes.
of not feeling welcome in your own home, and then you get it into another house and you're like, "This is home." And then shit starts happening and it's like,
Mhm.
but it's I don't know for you, and I can't wait to hear that experience of yours, but I know for me, like, when stuff happens here, I'm not scared. I'm just like, "Okay, whatever.
Yeah. I still get scared.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay." I'm weird. I am a big old weirdo. We know
No,
that. We
no,
know
not
that.
at all. So that house as well, I'll say before because we wanted to know if, like, someone passed away in that house, like, who it could have been,
Mhm,
like, who possibly, and there was the lady that we bought the house off,
mhm.
her husband did die, and when my dad thinks it's possible that he did pass away in the house. We're not 100% sure of that.
Mhm.
He was a doctor, and
Okay.
his study that he had in the house was directly underneath my room that I saw the man in. So I don't know. I'm just trying to work out if it could possibly be. But this guy did look like, very very much a throwback. He wasn't from our time. This guy.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so someone possibly did pass away in the house as well. So it could have been something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to somebody today and I was talking to somebody I was on a conspiracy podcast and I didn't realize it was a conspiracy podcast until I was on the conspiracy podcast. Okay. Big surprise to me. And he asked me if I would have changed my mind buying my haunted house if I knew somebody died in there. And I was like, no, people don't always die in hospitals. They die at home.
hmm hmm
It happens.
Yeah. Can a spirit or an entity, can they not come back to their home, even if they do pass away in a hospital? I
Yes,
think,
they can.
yeah, yeah.
So you saw the man in the new house at 12 after you were
Mhm.
feeling all comfortable in the dark, finally not scared of the dark. And then you
Yeah.
see the man. And then what?
So moved to the new house, and my next kind of big experience is quite a jump.
Okay.
But before I get to the next, like, scary, I did have, like, a UFO experience when I was 14.
Oh,
And
I've
this
never
this is
had one of
pretty
those.
cool. This is pretty cool. It's pretty wild. It's gonna sound wild, but so we was playing, me, my mates, and my brother were playing football in the street,
Mhm.
soccer, which we did every day pretty much. We played soccer every day in the street, most days. And this was like a beautiful summer's day. It was during the summer holidays, I believe. And it was like a clear blue sky. And we're just playing football in the street. And I don't know if it was me or one of my friends or my brother turned around and said, "What is that in the sky?" Like while we was playing football. And we've all stopped, looked up, and this thing, it was very high up in the sky,
Mhm.
but it was like nothing I've seen really before, or since. I've not really seen anything else like this. The best way to describe it,
Mhm.
how I describe it now, is if you take like a futuristic building
Mhm.
that you get in like Dubai, like the funny shape, amazing buildings,
Uh-huh.
pick one of them up, put it up really high in the sky, and just let it float. That is basically what we saw. And I know that
Um,
sounds wild, but it was quite up there. But we're watching this thing for 5-10 minutes, whatever it was, and we could not work out what it was. It wasn't moving, it
it
wasn't
was
a
just
plane.
hovering.
It was just hovering. Yeah, it was like orange and silvery color,
Oh,
and
wow.
just looked like a futuristic, like nothing I'd seen before. And it was just there, just floating. And we're watching it for like 5-10 minutes, whatever it was, and it really bugs me. But we just started playing football again. We just,
Wow,
but
let's not go
okay, it's
anywhere.
huge UFO, whatever it is, mothership. I don't know,
So
but
your friends saw it too?
friends saw it too. But this is the weird thing because this memory must have been there, but I don't know how I forgot about it,
They wiped your
which is
mind?
very, yeah, I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know, but possibly. So we just started playing soccer again, and this memory must still be there because it's an amazing thing that we saw. But I never really thought about it. Me and my brother never spoke about it, which is quite strange. It is weird when I think about that. But when I started Let's Get Freaky podcast, before I started, I was like, okay, I want to be talking about paranormal, obviously. Let me get all my experiences and
Right.
because you do forget stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I'm terrible
absolutely.
with dates and things like that. So I
Me
wanted to
too.
make sure I had like a timeline of what I'd experienced. This didn't make the paranormal experience list somehow, you know, 'cause it's an incredible
Yeah,
thing. But
I get it.
so I've started doing the podcast, started getting invited on shows. I went on Paranormal Heart podcast with Kat Wald, awesome lady. And the first time I'd been on a podcast, and I was like, I was very scared, but I was on this show for the first time, and it was really cool. And we're just talking about UFO stuff because I have had other UFO experiences. Yeah, we'll get into that. And
I
this
can't
memory
wait.
just came back. It just came back, and I was like, I'm going to tell her. It sounds, I just remembered this experience, so I just told her it. And then she put the episode out, and a couple of days after the episode went out, my brother listened to it, and he called me up, and he went, "Bruv, like that was because it's the first time he'd heard me on another podcast as well." And he was like, "Oh, well done," and all that. And he went,
You're famous. Yeah.
"It was what was that thing we saw that day? I remember seeing it, and what was it?" And I was like, "I'm so glad you remember it, and that I'm not just like making this thing up in my mind." We both remembered it. But we never spoke about it, and it was so
Right.
weird. Like we never spoke about it because it was such an incredible thing to see. But I was so happy that he remembered it as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's 3 years younger than me, my brother, so he would have been about 11. But
Yeah.
you know, he remembers seeing this thing as well.
While you were telling me that story, my REM pod started going off. And I usually don't run my REM pod during episodes anymore unless I'm talking about a really dark, haunted location. But for some reason, I was like, I need to put this on today. My dog is going crazy for some reason, and my REM pod just went off. So
Oh man.
very interesting stuff.
Oh, this
You know,
stuff is getting like you look into the paranormal, it looks back
it
like
does.
100%.
And then you find
It's just
somebody like me, and I'm smiling at it like, sup.
You're braver than me. Yeah.
It's funny you said that you forget stuff because I definitely have forgotten so many things, like little things along the way.
Mhm.
And then as I talk about things or I hear people's stories, and I'm like, wait a second. So it's funny you said that because it really does happen where it's just like, oh shit, I forgot about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you tell
Yeah.
someone that, and they're like, "How can you forget that?" But
I
it's
mean,
I don't know. I
it,
don't know. We
it
put
could
these
be
things to the back of
fear.
our mind.
Yeah,
Fear. Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
fear protecting I always tell my kids the body and the brain are amazing tools and they have a way of trying to protect you. And if something scares you, your mind will suppress it out
Yeah.
of a form of protection for your mental well-being so you can progress and move forward.
Mhm. Mhm. If
And
we
then
don't
it's a
fully
real
understand it.
Yep, and then it's a real bitch because at some point it comes rushing back and then you got to deal with it.
Yeah. 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 What was that we saw? Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah. When I think, because I can still see it, like, and it was just like I've seen things close to it, but never
Yeah.
exactly what we saw that day. And it's just nothing else it can be. It wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't a plane, because it would have been moving if it was. It wasn't a blimp or anything like that. It's a very strange shaped object that was just floating, and it was
Did
there
y'all
for.
live kind of far away from things? Like kinda
Uh,
secluded a little bit?
Not really. No,
No?
no. It's
Okay,
quite
so
a
you
built-up
were
area of Essex. Yeah, not far
okay.
from London. You're not far from London at all. So, yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to see, like, especially if you were, like, maybe more countryside, and not as much air traffic,
Mhm.
but if you were, just
I mean,
just
it's
thinking
not.
out loud.
Yeah, no. I mean, there was a lot of countryside areas in Essex as well. It wasn't
Mhm.
super built up, but it was pretty built up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So weird.
don't know what that was, man. But a weird one. It was. Yeah. So the next kind of big thing that happened. Oh, I thought you froze then.
I'm frozen?
No, I thought you did. I don't think you did.
Sorry, I was buffering, I was thinking.
The next kind of big thing that happened in that house. So I was 21 when this happened. So
Okay.
it's moved on quite a lot. But this is the next kind of big thing that really stood out for me. So I was at university at the time, and I was at uni in London, so I
Mhm,
wasn't too far from home. So I'm
mhm.
a bit of a homeboy, so I would come home every Friday and stay at home till Sunday, go back to uni during the week. I came home one weekend, and me and my brother, we had like a loft conversion in the house, and me and my brother decided to share a room again. So it might be something to do with my brother, actually. Now I said that, it might be something to do with him. So but we had quite a big space. Like, it was quite a big room. We had
Yeah.
our own bathroom and our own wardrobe,
Oh, cool.
but our beds were in the same room, but like on opposite sides of the room. But it was quite a big space. It was like a little, kind of like a little flat for just me and my brother, but in the house.
Right.
And so I'm sleeping, and I woke up, and I just saw a man standing over my bed. Now I've just freaked out again, but I'm thinking it's my brother. Don't know why he's standing over my bed, but I'm angry, and I've tried to punch him because I'm thinking it's my brother scaring me, because it really scared me.
And he knows how
And
you feel about the dark, and he's gonna
he
loom
knows I'm
over you?
scared of the dark. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because even that, like, we'd even at that age, I would have like a telly on to go to sleep,
Right.
and my brother was quite similar as well. So we'd have a telly on, and obviously the film would finish, and it would just turn itself off, and we'd
Right.
wake up in the dark and be like, oh. So I've woke up, and I'm thinking my brother's like, for whatever reason, he's standing over my bed, and it really made me angry, and I tried to punch him. So I've swung for me thinking it's my brother, and I must have made a little bit of a noise doing this, because on the other side of my room, my brother woke up, turned the sidelight on, and was like, bruv, what's going on? You okay? What's the matter? What's the matter? And I was like, I thought you were standing over me. There was someone standing over me. Now, at the time, I was like, okay, I must be stressed. Like, I must be, because I was at uni. I was thinking, oh, I've probably had a few too many beers that week, maybe at the uni parties that I used to go to. And I thought
No.
I thought it must be that. I thought, okay, and that's what I put it down to. And then it wasn't until a little bit later on, hearing other people talk about shadow figures and things like that,
Yeah.
and when people
Mhm.
say this thing was darker than the dark, and that is
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly what this thing, like, it was very clearly the shape of a man. So it looked like my brother, like the shape of a man, but it was so dark. Like, people say darker than dark, and that's exactly what this was. And I was like, I've woke up and seen that, the shape of a person standing over my bed. And that's actually happened twice in this house, where I've woken up and there's been the shape of a
Is it always
around
a man? Other than your naked mama, is it always a man?
uh I mean, it's hard to tell what it is, but I guess so. But saying that, there was a time not too long ago where I woke up and I thought my wife was sitting up crying. So I woke up and I thought my wife was sitting up like that. That's what I saw, like the shape of my wife.
Yeah.
And I put my arm on her back to say, like, are you okay? What's going on? And I've gone through whatever this thing was, looked down, and my wife's sound asleep. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Yeah. So that's happened as well. And that was in this house not too long ago.
Is something attached to you?
Oh, I hope not. I don't know. So quite recently, there was a time in this house, I would say probably like last summer to just after Christmas, just gone. There was a period where it was getting a little bit intense in this
Right.
house. And my wife was like, I think you got to stop doing this podcast because you're bringing some stuff in. And I'm like, no, I can't stop this podcast.
I love
But
it.
I love it too much. But I was getting worried because
Yeah.
there was a lot of things going on that kind of felt like an attack.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I know
and
how that
and that's
feels.
on it, and that's honestly how it felt. And I just remember there was a time, and there was a lot of things happening, and it was like building. Because often
Mhm.
when you talk to people that have hauntings,
Yeah.
it's like a gradual thing.
Yes.
Like, and I think that's us giving fear to whatever it is, and I
Mhm.
think sometimes it can grow through that,
Yes.
and more things happen, and I think that's exactly what was happening, and I just remember so a lot of things that happened. I'll tell you everything that happened, but I there was like 2 moments where I like really prayed out loud, and really like said, "Whatever this thing is, you are not welcome.
Mhm.
Leave now." And I really meant it. And touch wood, like it stopped.
Yeah.
But there was a huge build up, and you could just
Mm.
feel it. There was so much going on, and yeah, it was getting worrying. I can get into what that was, but yeah,
Yeah.
when you say, was it always a man standing there and going back to the man? And I've never actually thought about this as a possibility, but the man that I saw when I was a kid for the first time, is that something to do with what waking up and seeing a man standing? And I don't know. I've never actually put that. Oh, that sounds weird because how can you not think that? But I've
I
never
mean,
put
no,
that
you don't
together.
think about it
Mm.
because
I've
every
always just thought of that as a different.
right, every encounter is separate from each other.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
that makes sense unless you're living in a haunted house and somebody died in the house and you're having the same encounters over and over, lights or whatever. That makes sense to all be together. But when you're having like 20 years of separate encounters, of course they're going to be individual.
mhm.
Makes
Yeah,
complete
yeah,
sense.
yeah. But I am wondering, is it possible that it's the same? I mean, possibly. I don't. I hate the thought of having like an attachment. That would
Well,
really worry me.
It could be an ancestor. I mean, I know it scares you, but I know sometimes people have attachments that are lost loved ones that they are
Mhm,
with them and they might just present themselves and scare them, or maybe like a lost loved one of your parents that maybe you never met. So it could be, it doesn't have to all be scary, but I mean, it's still
mhm.
scary especially if you have a fear of the dark and you have a fear of some things and then you're seeing somebody in your room or a
Yeah.
doppelganger of your mom. I mean, it just, that's scary. Mimics are a whole different ballgame all on their own.
Mhm,
But it
mhm.
may with you seeing a man so regularly just over your lifetime, it's like, is this the same person who's maybe attached to you? Maybe not even in a bad way, just somebody who's in your bloodline somewhere. But I don't know.
That's an interesting thought. And I've
Mhm.
never put all those things together. As you say, I've always seen them because they've happened like years apart.
Yeah,
I've always
absolutely.
kept them as like separate things.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
and in different locations as well.
Mhm. But sometimes it's not the location, it's the person.
Yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
And I think the paranormal is everywhere. But I think everywhere
absolutely.
you go, there's obviously you do get some houses that, for whatever reason, seem to be, there's a lot of activity going on. There's a lot of paranormal activity going on in certain places more than others for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I do think there is like an unseen world that we just can't see, always around us.
Oh,
That's just
yep.
where I am.
I believe that too. I believe that there is and I talked about it, I had an episode today. My birthday week is this week. So my husband
Happy
interviewed
birthday.
Thank you. My husband interviewed me and was asking me some questions, some funny, some more serious, but we started talking about what happens to people when they pass. And I was like, I truly believe there is another dimension or realm that runs parallel to ours, and there is a veil that separates it. Some people are able to see past it. Others, most of us cannot. Some sense it. Some have different abilities where they can interact with it in some form or fashion. But I think there is something that runs. I mean, the, the universe is so vast and there's so many things that we can't explain. How can we sit here and concretely say we are the only things that exist?
Hmm. No, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of think if this, just say that the world that we live in now is all there is, like all we
Hmm.
can see. I think that's more wild than
Yeah.
the fact that there are entities around, and there is more out there and stuff. I think that's more wild that there was
Right.
nothing else.
Right. How, like, just look up at the sky and just
Hmm.
know what you're staring at. You're just in one galaxy, and outside that galaxy are much more in bigger galaxies that we will never know anything about, truly.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there's, I just, when people start telling me, there's nothing else, that I just kind of zone out and I'm like, I respect everybody's opinion. But to me, that just it comes from a place of ignorance and fear, and I'm
Mhm.
not calling
Mhm.
anybody stupid, but to think that there is no other way that anything else can't exist outside of us, yet here we are. We make no sense, and yet here we are existing.
Mhm.
It,
Mhm.
yep, 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 yep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. And we're like perfect for this world as well. Like we've been created perfectly. Like, how would that happen?
How?
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And but, and I'm not getting into religion, but, a lot of people with religion, you believe that there is a man at some point that created all of this. That if that is true, I know I believe in a higher power. I believe that the universe and God exist, but even that is magic almost. That is a miracle. That is to think that one man created all of this. But
Mhm.
you think
Mhm.
that magic doesn't exist or that we are the only we could just go on and on.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, like my husband, he for the longest time, he didn't believe in ghosts, but he believed in Bigfoot and aliens, and I'm like,
Yes,
"W
sir.
wait, whoa, whoa, hold up."
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, that's another
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, there's so much to this world. There's so much, and there's so
Yes.
much more that we just don't know, and that's what
Yes.
that's amazing as well. That's quite
Yes.
exciting as well. But going back to what you
Huh.
said about attachments, so I did as well. So I'll kind of tell you what happened in this house as well. But going before that, so I lived. We first, me and my wife and kids lived in like a flat first in
Mhm.
Essex,
Yeah.
um, and I used to get terrible sleep paralysis. I think I might have told you when you was
We
on
talked
Let's Get
about that
Freaky. Yeah.
briefly. Yeah.
So I would get at least once a week this like terrible like sleep paralysis experience. And for me, because sleep paralysis is quite controversial. Some people say you're
Yeah.
sleeping. For me, it never felt like that. I always felt like I was trying to sleep. But I would get like this really nice feeling go through my body, like a electric wave, like vroom, just an amazing vibration feeling, really nice feeling. And I'd be like, oh, this feels nice. I'm like laying there. That sounds weird. But and then just like yeah, and then just like that, there was something in the room that I was stuck. I couldn't move, but there
Yeah.
was something in the room that I could like feel basically.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it was like an just how I felt, it was just like an evil black mass
Yeah.
of energy,
Mhm.
which I used to like in my mind, I used to say, this is like a witch attacking me.
A
That's
hag.
how it felt. Yeah, a hag. And I
Hag.
never at the time, it took me a long time to realize that that's quite a common thing. I thought it was very strange. But I always used to put it down to stress at work. I used to
Yeah.
work long hours and I used to think that that's probably what it is. Like, I'm not getting enough sleep. Always put it down to that. And I'm not saying it's not that. There might be something
Right.
to that. But this was like at least once a week I'd have this attack.
Right.
It was like the same entity attacking.
Yeah.
It lasted for I can't remember exactly when it started, but it lasted for a long time. And when I
Yeah.
moved to this house, which is the next place we lived after that flat, I've had it about 3 or 4 times in this house, like a sleep paralysis attack, but it's been a different entity. Whatever it was, it's not what was in that house. And I just know that. And I know that, you know, that's I don't know what that was, but that felt like whatever that was in that flat felt like an attack. So
I
again, that
it makes so much sense to me as somebody who's been through it. I know exactly because I felt something. I don't see it either. I don't see them, but they're looming over you and you
yeah.
feel that heavy, very threatening presence. And there's
Mhm.
nothing you can do about it because you are frozen.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
one of the most terrifying experiences to
It
feel
really is.
completely vulnerable and know there's nothing you can do. I will tell you, my psychic medium friend, Jessica, who is up in Virginia, she has told me, wiggle your toes. If you can wiggle your toes, that helps get you out of it. So if it happens
Interesting.
again, try wiggling your toes, and that might help, or maybe your
Interesting.
fingertips. But
Okay.
sleep paralysis to me is so fascinating because people all across the world, from every different religion, from every different walk of life, have experienced it, and they're so similar. And it's like, I get that there might be some
Hmm.
kind of brain component and some kind of scientific medical explanation. But then again, is there any kind of paranormal explanation? Because I know what I saw and felt. And I know that I never had it before I lived in my haunted house, and I haven't had it since.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. See, it is weird. I mean, I've my opinion changes quite a lot on the paranormal, but for me, that was an attack. Like that
Mhm,
is exactly how it felt. It kind of felt like, because I think we spoke about it before, but it kind of
mhm.
felt like, because you what's it called when people astral project? So it
Astral
kind of
project,
felt
yep.
so. Talking to people about that is quite similar to what I was feeling. You know, the nice vibration.
Yes,
Some people,
like you're almost leaving your body.
yeah, that is it. That is how it felt. That is like,
Yeah,
and it kind of feels like to me. This is just my trying to think what it could be. I
right.
think maybe that was happening, and then whatever was, but was attacking me was on the other side. That is just how I perceive it now. I might be wrong on that, but that's just how I perceive it now. It felt like that was possibly happening, and there was something evil there waiting. That's how it felt. I know that sounds pretty wild,
Trust your
but
gut. No, trust your intuition. If that's how it feels, that's how it felt, then trust
yeah,
your tell you what, the only time my gut leads me wrong is when I ignore it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah. Normally,
that's
your gut is it
yep.
doesn't normally let you down.
No, it doesn't. Typically, it will not. That's what I tell my daughters all the time because they're getting to that age where they're getting more independence. Let's see, my kids are almost 15, 14, and 13. And so they're getting to that age where they're going to start doing more and more outside the home and interacting with people that they might not know as well because they're going to start having, different friend groups and different activities. And it's always like, if you meet somebody and your gut says, don't tell them that, or don't go over there, or don't trust that person. Listen to it. I don't care if you
Mhm,
look rude. Okay. And the words of the crime junkie, stay rude and stay alive. I don't care if you look rude to some stranger. Who
mhm, mhm.
cares? Stay alive. Follow your gut.
Absolutely,
So if your gut's
absolutely.
telling you that you felt like it was a spiritual attack or attack on you, then I would definitely trust that. Absolutely. I know exactly how you feel when you feel like you're being attacked in your own home, especially your current home.
Yeah, 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 man, it is wild. It is wild. But as I say, that level of sleep paralysis, that doesn't happen in this house, which I find quite strange. It kind of
Yeah.
stopped straight away. As I say, it has happened in this house, but it's been a different,
Feeling.
I don't know, different feeling. It felt like whatever, because you see this thing in like your mind's eye, whatever
Yeah.
is attacking you. You see it. I think you see it in your mind's eye,
Yes.
and it's been something different. It wasn't that black hag that I used to see in my mind's eye before, which was just like
Mhm.
a ball of evil. Like that's the only way I can
Heavy
describe it. It just
negativity.
felt like, yeah, yeah. It didn't look like a witch or anything like that, but that's how it felt.
Mhm.
Very strange.
I
Very
know
strange.
exactly. I know exactly. It's terrifying. It's
Hmm.
terrifying. It's
Yeah.
terrifying. If you've never had sleep paralysis, I know you can't relate, but it is absolutely petrifying to be completely paralyzed. Your eyes are the only thing that can move. You're
Hmm.
tracking whatever is not there, but is there. And there's nothing you can do about it except wait it out.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel so vulnerable. And I
Yeah.
used to. It took me a long time. Like so, when it first happened for years, I would just basically just like swear at this thing. Yeah, in my mind, I'd be like, "Leave me alone!" Like, I know that sounds great, but
No,
I'd
no, no,
like
I get it.
swear at this thing to get it away from me, and then I would wake up from it. I'd not wake up, but get up from it and be like, oh, "So strange, so
It's
strange."
it's petrifying. It is
And
scary.
yeah, and I
Oh,
don't think it was for me. I don't think I was asleep. Maybe I'm falling asleep, but I'm not actually asleep. I'm
mhm.
not actually gone asleep. 'Cause I know
Well,
it's controversial. Some people say you're falling asleep, so you
right?
are asleep, but I don't know. I don't yeah.
I th the first time mine happened, it felt like I was astral projecting, but I know I was also dreaming because I know Sam and Colby were not in my daughter's room. I know I have never met those 2, even though I would love to meet them. I know they weren't in my house, but it felt like I was astral projecting, but I know I was asleep. It was in the middle of the night, probably 3 AM, you know? I know I was asleep when mine happened. So, it's funny that you say that because that is so different. Because the people that I've talked to, I had somebody who submitted listener stories about sleep paralysis, and he's been dealing with it for years. I mean, so many. I mean, I don't even know how he functions because there's no way. I mean, it's so much, but I can't remember if his happened while he was falling asleep as well. That sounds familiar. I have to go back and read that story, but most people that
Mhm.
I talk to, it's usually they are like asleep, and then they're
Mhm.
awake and frozen. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
interesting you say that.
yeah. I think that's only happened to me once where I've been asleep and
Mhm.
I've kind of woken up but it was a different again, it was a different kind
It was
of
in this house, wasn't it?
paralysis. It was in this house,
Mhm.
and basically what happened was so I was asleep and my son was in the bed in the middle of us. And my wife was on the other side. So if the kids wake up during the night now, we're just like, "Oh, come on, get in." Yeah, I think I'm especially like if
Yes.
they wake up and they're scared,
Come on.
they're going to end up on the floor or in the bed, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
So on this particular night, my son was in the middle, and I'm sleeping, and I woke up to my son screaming at the door, and this will fit in with something else. So he was screaming at the door, and I was like, "Fred, what's going on, mate? You okay? You okay?" Like trying to work out what was going on, and it was like very intense and very real. So I was seeing the room exactly how it is, seeing my boy exactly. Everything was like real, and then I woke up, and he was sound asleep, and I was like, that's giving me chills. I was just like,
Mm.
what was that? What was that? And that again, that could just be a weird dream, but it was. And when I woke up, like the room was exactly how I saw it whilst I was in this. But it felt like a paralysis as well. It felt like it was very strange, and that was kind of when the weird stuff was happening in this house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I started Let's Get Freaky, when I started doing the podcast, it's weird because I was always very scared, even listening to paranormal podcasts. I used to think, "Oh, I shouldn't be listening to this."
Yeah.
And
It's
now
gonna
I do
follow me.
and now I do a paranormal podcast. I'm talking about this stuff every day.
Mhm.
But when I started Let's Get Freaky, there was definitely, and whether that was just because I'm talking about this stuff all the time, there was definitely not an uptick of activity. Like I was
Yeah.
definitely noticing a lot of things going on, and it was just becoming normal to like see and hear weird stuff. And
Yeah.
there was like we was having dinner one night downstairs in the kitchen, and the whole family's around the table, and I saw a black cat run under my chair. I saw it, and I like, there's a cat in the house, and this is before we had my dog as well, so it wasn't the dog. And my wife was like, "Yo, Cohen, I've just seen a black cat." And I'm walking going all around the house, making sure the windows are shut, and there was no cat in the house, but I saw like a
Mhm.
cat. And, just stuff like that was happening, and I
Yeah.
was like, Am I?" I started, and I still think it's possible that am I manifesting this stuff? Like, am I because I'm talking about it all the time? I don't know, but my wife was having experiences. Kids started having experiences, and when it was getting bad, like last summer, there was a there was a there was a very worrying spell where I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
need to work out what's going on. This is not right. So there was things like one night I was at work and my wife heard me call her nickname that I call her. So I call
Yeah.
my wife Treek. Her name's Lois, but I call her Treek. And it's, I don't know why, I just always have.
I love it.
And
Love it.
so I was at work, not in the house, nowhere near, and she heard me from another room say Treek, and I
And
was
you have a
like,
very distinct voice, like tone of voice too.
yeah, yeah. So that
And you
happened. There was one night I just finished recording, and I went downstairs, and I can't ever go straight to bed. I know I record quite late UK time. I can't
Mhm.
ever go straight to bed, so I like make a cup of tea and chill out for a bit. And I was in my kitchen, just poured myself a cup of tea. Wasn't even particularly thinking about anything paranormal or anything like that. And I
Right.
heard very, very clearly, I heard, Dad. And I was like, turn around, expecting to
No.
see one of the kids there. No one there. I ran upstairs. All the kids are in bed, sleeping. And I was like, what's that? Heart's beating.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
That
and there was,
that whisper scream or that whisper, like, tone, especially, like, if
uh,
it's right in your ear, it's like, "Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm."
yeah, it was. It was right there. And I was like, "What the heck?" So there was loads of things like that. And then there was another night, and this is going back to the weird experience I had with my boy when I thought he was screaming at the door.
Uh-huh.
So it was a Saturday, and the girls decided. So I've got 2 daughters, a son, my wife lives here,
Yeah.
and the girls
Pantry.
decided. The girls decided to have like a girls' night in the front room.
Mhm.
Right, so Saturday
Oh,
night, they're watching, like, girly films and that. It was quite late, and me and Fred, we were like, "Oh, we'll go upstairs, Fred, and we'll sleep upstairs." So Fred's asleep, the lights are on, so the landing light's on because 'cause I'm not gonna
right.
be in the dark on my own, and I'm laying there, and I'm not asleep, I'm trying to sleep, and Fred woke up, looked at the front door and went, "Amy." Now, Amy's my eldest daughter, so she's 13 now, so she would have been 12 when this happened. And I went, "Amy's downstairs, Fred." She was like, "No, Amy." Like he could see, like he was saying he could see Amy. So I was like, "That's really weird." So I got up, checked
Oof.
Amy's room. She was downstairs. It wasn't Amy. So I went back in there. I said, "Fred, what did you see?" And he said, "I saw Amy and she was all brown." And I was like,
Wo
"What? What does that mean?" Yeah, that was his. So I was like, "Right." And that, okay, so he was sleeping. So, but
Was is he
it
the
was an,
youngest?
yeah, so he would have been 5 when this happened.
Mhm.
So I was like, "Okay, we're gonna join the girls downstairs." So I'm not
Let's
staying up here.
go.
So me and Fred went downstairs in the front room that night as well, and, it just freaked me out so much that what he said. But then that same week, so I work evenings basically. I work 7 till
Mhm.
1, 7 PM till 1 AM. And, whenever I come home from work, everyone's in bed normally. Nobody's ever awake on a school night. So I've come in and the lights on upstairs, and my
Mhm.
middle daughter's sitting at the top of the stairs. And I went, "Ruby, you okay? What's going on?" And she went, "Mummy said I can sleep in your bed tonight." And I was like, "Why? What's happening?" She went, "I saw Amy walk past, and the same spot where Fred said he saw my eldest walk, she saw, and Amy wasn't there. And it must have freaked her out so much because she was like so scared." And yeah, it was very. And I was like,
Does Amy astral project?
I don't know.
Does she
I
have
don't,
sleep issues at all?
um, she has done. I mean, around the time that this happened. So in the room that I'm in now, recording this was when we first moved to this house. This was my 2 daughters' bedroom. So that
Oh.
they both stayed in this room, and they both hated it. They both said they were seeing things, not, and I got to stress. I do. We do this paranormal podcast, but I don't talk to the kids about this kind of
I
stuff. I
I understand.
protect them. I don't want
Yes.
them to be scared. So I don't ever say, "Oh," I don't talk about the show or anything like that. They hear
Mhm.
little things, and you can't protect them completely, but I don't like promote the
I got it.
paranormal to the kids. So they're telling me they're seeing stuff, and I'm like, "Okay." So I'm because of what I've experienced and the people we talk to,
Mhm.
I was like, I'm gonna put them in the other room, and I'll have this as my studio, the haunted room that they're experiencing. And since they went into the other room that they went into, there's not been a lot of issues. So, but they do the occasional night they'll wake up and they'll end up sleeping on the floor in our bed or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, as far as
So
I'm aware, no.
I have a family member who astral projects when she's not sleeping well, and her husband and her son have seen her at 2 separate times, years apart, and her son calls her the other mother, and the husband saw it in the current house they're in, and she was standing in the corner, and he looked over and his wife is sleeping next to him, but yet she's standing in the corner. So, what I think,
Whoa.
because we're related and I know I can do it, I can't do it on command. I only do it when I'm highly stressed and not sleeping well, and I can't control it. I wish I could. That'd be really cool if I could, you know? But I think that she was astral projecting due to stress and lack of sleep and just other things, going on in the marriage or in her personal life or whatever. Because when her son saw her, she was a single mother and she was trying to maintain a household and be a single mom and some other stuff. And then when her husband saw her, they were just moving into the house that they're in, combining houses, moving, the stress, there was a lot of high stress times.
Mhm.
And it makes me wonder, like, if she, if that kind of triggers that astral projection, if there's some stuff going on and maybe they're asleep, but not really asleep. And maybe like she's trying to leave the room, but her body's still in the bed, but her mind is leaving the room. It just makes me wonder. But if he saw her and she was brown, I can't explain that.
Yeah. That was
Brown.
strange. That was strange.
Why is Amy
Yeah.
brown? What's she been
Yeah.
in? Oh, hi. It's me. And yes, I'm so sorry to say that is the end of part 1 of Tommy's episode. Make sure you come back next week for part 2, the conclusion of There's a Man in My Room. And this is only the beginning. I hate to break it off here, but it's over 2 hours, so we had to break it up. And listen to part 2 for free right now on Patreon. All you got to do is go down to the show notes, click the link for the Patreon, join for free, and you can listen to the conclusion of Tommy's episode right now. You're welcome. So make sure you're following along for all of the tomfoolery that is me and Ghost Gossip. Until next week, they'll see you later.